Welcome back to KMOT First News at 6. I'm John Jacklin. While the AA Legion tournament is already in full swing in Fargo, the Class A tournament does not get underway until tomorrow in Mandan. Let's have a look at the bracket. The Bismarck Reps hold the West's #1 seed after defeating Minot 4-3 in the regional final last Friday. That pits them against the East 4 Valley City. Kindred and Watford City round out the top half of the bracket, and the Minot Metros come in as the West 2. They get their tourney underway against Devils Lake tomorrow. First pitch in that game is slated for 5 p.m. Should the Metros advance, they would face the winner of Wahpeton and Mandan. Like the AA tournament, Class A is also double elimination. And speaking of double elimination, here are the scores from AA elimination games earlier today. The Williston Keybirds defeated Mandan 5-3 after a rain delay in Fargo. And in the second game, the host Fargo Post 400 defeated Dickinson 5-1. Fargo held the Rough Riders scoreless until the final inning. Fargo gets tomorrow's action underway against Grand Forks at 11 a.m., followed by Williston versus Jamestown. All games tomorrow are elimination games, and the Vistas look to avoid playing tomorrow as they take on Fargo Post 2 tonight.